Hello everybody, welcome back to Core & Co. Today's video is going to be a lying down on the mat exercise with the ball. If you watched the last video, then I talked a little bit about us doing this in today's video. So the ball I'm going to use is here. Hopefully you have a Swiss ball by now, or a core stability ball, or a balance ball, or a gym ball, or whatever it is that you want to call it. So I'm going to be using this ball today. This is the medium size, where is it? This is the 55 centimetre medium sized ball for someone a 5'6" height, somewhere between 5'2" probably and about 5'10", and then you can jump up to the bigger ball or you can move down to the smaller ball depending on what height you are. I tend to use all three depending on what I'm doing, but today I'm going to use the red ball. Hopefully you have your ball ready and you have your mat ready. In fact, I'll just put that on one side and we're going to lie down on our mat and we're just going to start by doing a few stretches just to get us ready for this exercise. And I'm going to show you how to do this exercise with a few variations and a few little twists, and then we're going to finish with a little stretching and it'll all be on the mat. So, just lying on the mat, feet slightly spread wide, palms facing up nice and wide. This is called corpse pose in yoga terminology. It's supposed to be the most important pose in yoga, to just rest and take that time to rest. So just take a few big breaths here. This is a really great core workout with the comfort of knowing that you're not going to slip off the ball, you're not going to get on the ball, you're not going to mount the ball, you're going to stay on the mat. But you are going to develop the relationship that you have with the ball, with your feet and with your hands, and it's going to be some throwing and catching elements, and it's going to be a lot about improving coordination. So just bringing the knees into the chest, just hanging onto them here. Just going to rock ever so slightly, just from side to side, just rolling over the liver and the kidneys. Because we're going to be doing leg work, I want to do some kind of leg stretches to start with. So we're going to take one leg all the way down, put that hand there. Then we're going to take this one up in the air, take these two fingers here, put them around the big toe. Try and get this leg as flat as you can with the feet pointing back towards you. Trying to stretch out this leg here or stretching out that one at the same time. Put this hand here for support. With those two fingers wrapped around the back of the big toe, just try and keep hold of that foot. Keep it all nice and straight, and you feel really great stretch all up the back just here. I'm just going to hang on to this. Just for a few more breaths. Just take the stretch as far as you can. If you can't reach your toe, if you can't straighten your leg out, just get as far as you can. Do whatever is best for you. Set your own limits. Just switching here, putting this leg down, this foot pointing back towards me. Put the hand here on the thigh, grabbing onto those toes, just stretching out the back of the leg just here. Use some nice deep breaths here. And release that leg. I'm just going to set myself up and turn so I can face you. So just popping the feet towards the corners of the mat, just get them as far to the corners as you can. Try and make sure that they're both facing the same angle so you get nice symmetry from the core going outwards. Turning the feet back towards you, we're just going to take these hips square on as they can be. I'm just going to take the nice square torso, nice stretch from the middle all the way up, pushing the hands away. Just holding it here. Just going to hold it here for a couple more breaths, really stretching out the middle. Keeping the feet flexed. Just going to turn from the core, just rotate from the core over one leg. Just take the hands all the way down as far as you can. It's fine if you're here, it's fine if you're there, it's fine if you're all the way down to here. Just as long as you feel that pull all the way along the back of that leg there that you're pressed over the top of. I'm going to come back up to the centre, pushing the hands all the way out and up to the ceiling, twisting from the hips and then down over the other foot. Just hanging on to the stretch here. Taking the arms forward this time, letting the head be heavy and just drop between the shoulder blades. Taking the weight forward and down. Keeping the feet flexed. If you can take those two fingers and hook them around the big toes, keeping the chin out nice and proud, keeping the belly pulled in, pushing the buttocks back, keeping the feet flexed, really stretching out the backs of the legs. Okay, I'm going to grab my ball and then we're going to get stuck into this exercise. So I will call this video laying leg squeezes. Laying leg squeezes, that's what we'll call it. So this video follows on from the last video, which was called standing leg raises, I think. I'm never sure what to call any of this. So I'm going to do a few where I'm laying with my head at this end of the mat, and you'll see most of the action from this end, but then I'm going to turn around and hopefully you'll see it clearly enough. But if you don't see any of this clearly enough or you can't hear me clearly enough, please write some comments down here and I'll review it and come back to it and hopefully make this whole thing a little bit tidier. So to start with, so taking the hands kind of underneath the ball almost, if you can see that, so your hands are almost kind of underneath the ball, fingers are spread nice and wide, and the aim is to throw the ball and to catch it with the feet. So this is the starting position, and we're catching with the side of the foot along here. We're gripping with this part of the foot here, not clamping on with almost the underneaths of the foot so the knees go out. We're trying to keep the feet like bracing from the side so the knees are a little more square on. This might mean that you're gripping with the inside of your ankles, that's absolutely fine. If you want to make it more difficult, just take the ball slightly further away from the core. So the further the ball is away from the core, the more it weighs. So the easier you want to make it, you want to bring it slightly closer in. So it's almost then definitely on the insides of the shins. so then it's closer, so it's not as far to move around with it. But ideally for this exercise, it's going to be on the sides of the foot, with the feet facing out like that. So we're going to be opening and closing the legs as we catch the ball, just cushion the blow of the ball as it drops back towards our face, just like this. So be really aware of the ball hitting you in the face. This happens all the time. Even though it's a big thing, it's really light, so it shouldn't cause you too much damage, but just be careful. You need to block your face. So keeping the legs out wide, keeping the feet flexed. Just going to give this a slight push. Oops. Just going to give this a slight push there and catch it with the feet. So just get used to that motion. Do it nice and slowly. Nice and controlled. You might want to just get rid of the legs for now. Just practice on a catch and a throw. See how I'm trying to catch it almost down here. So just return the ball to in front of the face and push it away. So then when you're ready, bring the legs out. I'm just going to squeeze them together. So the further we take the legs away, the further they have to come to meet the ball in the middle. So if you start with your legs here, you're not going to be doing too much movement. So you want to get the greatest range of movement by really taking the legs as far as we can. Really have to grip that ball with the side of the feet. It takes a while to get used to the motion. So you can do a really gentle catch with your feet, which is nice and easy. If you want to make a more dynamic impact, then you can do a real hard snap catch like this. That's just going to work a little more of the muscles. So we're taking the muscles away and then we're returning the muscles to the centre. So we're using the abductors and the adductors. We're using the inside and the outside. But this is the reverse of what we were doing in the last video, where we were standing and then taking the feet away. So get yourself into a nice rhythm with this. Think about your breathing. Get yourself nice and comfy. Make sure your hair's not in the way. Try and just do 10. Nice rhythm. If you drop the ball, just pick up where you left off. Don't start again, because you're going to end up doing loads. And then from here, if you feel comfortable having the ball between your legs like this, then we're going to take the hands down by the sides, face down. I'm just going to do some little dips here with the ball. So dipping the ball from the knee, just bending here from the knee, not allowing the ball to touch the mat, but getting, just this close. Just gripping with the insides of the feet, pushing everything together. Just focusing on the ball, not allowing any movement. I'm going to do 5 more here. Please join in if you want. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Put the ball down with your feet. Rest your legs over the top of the ball. You can really feel that here, across the hip flexor. And then in the core, it takes a lot of control and stability to actually just pick that ball up in the first place. So just play with the ball, get used to throwing and catching, and then we'll come back to this exercise and we'll put it into a workout. If you can get your throw just right, you should be able to throw the ball slightly above the feet, so when you come in to catch the ball, you can catch it with the soles of the feet. So we're actually underneath it. Just hang on to it from there. It's a great stretch, really simple exercise, but you could do it with nothing else other than the ball, so that's why I love this thing so much. And then from here we can bring the knees into the chest very gradually and do almost like a reverse anti-gravity squat. Just hang on to it here. Even bring the 2 fingers in around the big toes. Just drawing the knees further into the chest. Just keeping the ball in balance. And then when you're ready to release, you do it however you feel comfortable. Try not to drop it. Try and grab it before you put it down. Just drawing the knees into the chest, just taking some comfort from the stretch of bringing the knees in nice and close to the chest. So we'll just roll that ball further out a bit and we're going to pick it back up again here. We're just going to do these little dips here. Try not to let the ball touch the mat, keeping the hands face down. Five. Come on, come and join in. Do 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're going to roll the ball over there and turn around. I want to do these exercises so you can see them, you can see how to do them, and you can see how to get into them and how to get out of them. But also I want to ramble on enough so you don't have to look at your screen, so you can just listen to what I'm saying and hopefully it makes sense, so you can just do it by yourself. And after a while you will have just figured out how to do it and you won't need any instruction at all. You won't need any reminders about where to be or what to do with your hands. Just keep remembering to breathe. So we'll do a few this way. So if you want to join in, get the ball at the bottom of the mat. Get yourself pressed in nice and firmly here. Pushing the tummy muscles all the way down so you can't get underneath here, so it's nice and flat against the mat. So the feet are in the middle of the ball. I'm going to pick the ball up to here and just drop it into the hands. So you're starting with the legs nice and wide, just going to push it and catch it. Really good exercise for coordination, for improving throwing and catching. Helping you get a better understanding of left to right. Everyone obviously has a dominant hand, so it's about making them work as one. You know, and all that stuff that you do on your right side if you're right-handed, or all the stuff you do on your left side because you're left-handed. This is bringing those things together and trying to find balance from left to right. So this time we're going to push the ball up and catch it. Yeah, and we're going to go, oh sorry, start that again. So we're going to push the ball up and catch it, and then from here we'll go straight down into the dip. So we'll push, catch, dip, and then spring it back. So you almost want to toss it back to the hands. And then straight down into the dip. Oh. Try not to let the ball touch the mat. It's difficult when you can't see, you have to just get a feel for it. So when you're ready, legs nice and wide, catch, dip, back. We'll do 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 5 pulses here. If you're still with me, pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Draw the knees into the chest. And from here, there's so many other things we can do. With this being a starting position, lying on the back, ball underneath our feet, we can get into lifting the pelvis and drawing the ball in. We can take the ball into the air, do some twist things here, but I'm going to save all that for another video. I want this to be as simple as possible and for you to just focus on learning how to do this, how to learn how to throw and catch, and learn how to get the legs ready and let the feet catch the ball. Turn it back to the hands. Just practice this for now. Whoops. And then if you're feeling like that's easy and that's too confident, then it's too easy and you're too confident for it, then introduce more repetitions. Try and do 20 reps or 50 reps. I will always try and just base this on 10 so we can accomplish it in the time that we have here. So just practice on catching and then just introducing the dip. Oh gosh. Oh. Yeah, so throwing, catching, dipping, and then returning back to the hands. And if you don't want to do the dip, then just do the open and close with the legs, the scissor legs. Experiment with your grip. And try and build that relationship with your feet and the ball, because it's going to be super important for all the other stuff we're going to be doing in this department. And then I think the next video I do will be where we continue to stay in this position and we'll do some lifts and rolls and pushes and stuff like that, which is more like backs of the legs just here. But for now, I'm going to put this ball on one side. I think that you've done really well if you've got involved with this. I don't want it to kill too much across here tomorrow, so we'll just do a few stretches to finish. So I'm going to cross one knee over the other, wrap them around like this. If you don't want to do the extra cross, you can just cross them over like this. I've shuffled to the right side of my mat because I'm going to take this knee, that right knee that's on top, I'm going to fold that over down to the left. But I want this shoulder, the opposite shoulder, to be down. So we do this thing in yoga called cactus arms. So think of your arms as cactus trees. Doing the cactus arms will help bring that shoulder down. So we just get a nice twist up here, trying to drop that knee over to this side, but keeping the head facing the opposite way. Just taking some nice breaths and thinking about what you've learnt now, thinking about what you've accomplished. If you joined in, whether you found that easy or difficult, you're giving your brain some new things to think about coordination and balance. You might be lying on your back, but you're still fighting gravity and dealing with improving balance all the time. I'm going to unravel the legs. Just bringing the knees back into the chest nice and wide, keeping the legs nice and wide, just gripping the fronts of the shins, just rocking from side to side. If you can take those two fingers again, we're going to wrap them around the inside of the big toes and just let the knees flop out, pointing the heels up to the sky, just rocking again. This is known as happy baby in yoga. Not necessarily with the rock, but I like the rock. I find it soothing and comforting. We can just lay here nice and still too. But yeah, a happy baby. Release the feet. I'm going to shuffle up over to this left side of my mat now. I'm going to take the opposite knee over the top. I'm going to just roll it down over to here. I want to keep this shoulder down. So we're going to bring back cactus arms, and then I'm going to look over this side. And everything on your right and your left will be slightly different. So just make sure you do everything in unison. Everything you perform on one side, you must perform on the other side to keep the balance and the harmony. And from here, just unravel the knees. You're going to bring yourself back up to sitting. Just turn to the middle of the mat. Before we did the exercise, we took our feet out to the corners. So we're just going to take one foot out to the corner and bring the other one in. Bring the other one in here. And then we're going to take this arm here, that's on the same side. Put it down here, palm facing up. I'm going to take this arm over here, all the way over, until I grab the outside of the foot. Just pushing my head through, squeezing my head through. I'm going to take my gaze back up here, back up to the ceiling, and really open up that side of the body just here. Get a really nice deep stretch. Just take this as far as you can. Some people, will be much further up here, and that's absolutely fine. Just do whatever you can. The more you do this, the more flexible you will become inevitably. So just listen to your body and don't push yourself too much, but make sure you're giving yourself a challenge. From here, we're just going to come back up, just bringing the arms up. We're going to switch legs. Take this arm down here, this arm out here, looking up at the arm as we go. If you can get through here, this gap, squeeze your head through, rolling back ever so slightly, looking back up at the ceiling, feeling this huge stretch all up this side. Think about all the good work that you've done today. Hopefully you've learned something new, hopefully you have enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again here for the next video. In the meantime, please like it down here if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.